So, what do you think of the Balls from Ellwood show?
You think I'm gay? You think I'm a gay little boy, huh? You think I'm a gay little boy who likes daddy, huh? You think I like men?
So, what do you think of the Balls from Ellwood show?
I beg your pardon?
So, what do you think of the Balls from Ellwood show?
Sorry, what?
Balls.
Your microphone's not even plugged in.
So, what do you think of the Balls from Ellwood show?
Are you kidding me?
My entire household loves Balls from Ellwood show.
Balls from Ellwood. It's a good show. Come watch it with me under the sheets. Put a piece of you inside of me, and we can make it last all night long. Don't be afraid to go all the way. Let me take your virginity. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey now, this is Balls from the Future. Always remember, if you point at somebody, the wife wakes you up by spreading her ash cheek. So remember to hit him with Howard Stern's penis.
Love mommy.
You know, I hope there's always three fingers. I just want to wish you a very happy birthday, Balls. You should always... you should always not focus on fighting the past, but always remember Howard Stern's penis. Bubble to you all, and peace and love. Peace and love. Hey now, cats, we're back again this week at the Balls from Ellwood show, and we have got a lot to talk about. As usual, it's been a while, but we're worth waiting for.
That's right.
We're back. We got a lot of shit to talk about, and 2022 is off to just an incredible start. Balls broke a tooth. Everything in the country is going incredible as usual. Like a sweet smelling fart, 2022 has been so far. And to top it off, we've had shitty weather. If you like, weather that's nice about a month and a half out of the year, come on down to Pennsylvania, cats.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you like to, take a piss and it looks like a Slurpee, come on down to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you like shitty weather, come on down and join Xtina and Balls. So, but like getting right into it, tell you what, man, I was very optimistic for 2022. And I'm like, a lot of great things had happened. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to be the game changer. Everything's going to be great. Everything's going to turn a corner.
Wow, Balls, this is what happens when I try to get him to be positive.
Yeah, and then the big fucking turd sandwich happens. Let's just get right into it, man. One of the most important bands that shaped my existence growing up in the punk and ska scene finally called it quits out of the blue for no reason. That's right,
That's his emotional support pet.
I've needed an emotional support pet. Anybody who knows Balls knows I lived and breathed, and I still do, the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. I've always loved them. I wanted to be Dickie Barrett when I was in high school. Fast forward, if you would have asked me back then if I would have ever, got to hang out with him and met the man and become, at least
on a known
basis, I would have said you're crazy. But it's come a surprise. It's rocked the ska community. I've been very upset. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Their music has been instrumental to me and shaping me through the punk and ska scene throughout my life. And it's always been very important to me and always made me very happy. And just an abrupt end with really no explanation has really hit me hard, man. So at least I can look back at all the good memories I've had. I have a drunken picture of me and Dickie in front of their tour bus. I've partied on their tour bus before when I was, probably my 20s. And, last time me and Xtina hung out with him, I interviewed him on this show. He was a gentleman and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
a complete, incredible dude.
He tried to call Jimmy Kimmel while we were there to say, "I'm with Balls from Ellwood." He tried to call Jimmy Kimmel to say, "I'm with Balls from Ellwood."
So I mean, I have all these.
What a surreal moment that was.
I have memories that most people would dream of having. So I mean, hey, that's great, but that's still gonna. This is gonna be a hard one for me to get over, Kat. So So thank you, 2022.
Send your prayers. Send prayers
Thank
to
you,
Balls.
2022, for sticking it in and breaking it off. So I hate to even see what's coming next. So I don't want to jinx myself. So
Yeah, don't do that.
moving right along, we have had some good stuff we've been checking out though lately. I gotta say, I am. Everyone knows I'm a Tremor fan. Everyone knows I'm a James Gunn fan. But I'm super excited about Peacemaker.
Yeah, even I am, and I don't even know.
She's not even into
I know shit
superhero
about shit.
And even
it's
she's
pretty
into
fun.
it. It's just a fun, funny.
Yeah.
It's really been, making me laugh. And I got to say, kudos, James Gunn. I can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But Peacemaker, was it HBO Go?
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So, it's worth
Or
just,
HBO Max, maybe.
Yeah, it's some HBO thing. Check it out, cats. But I'm telling you, there's all kinds of awesome little deep dives. If you look closely, there's nods to Trauma. The video store is called Henenlotter Video, which is a nod to Frank Henenlotter, who did Basket Case and Brain Damage and and Frankenhooker.
There was even a Stern Show reference.
Oh yeah, this past week there was even the mention of Howard Stern, rubbing a few of quivers and a Baba Booey. So
oh yeah,
pretty cool as well.
I know what's up.
I know tomorrow we're going to go check out the new Scream, so we'll be talking about that next week. I had a Screamathon. I watched the first 4. It's funny. My feelings on some of those changed. I'd always thought the first 2 was really good, and the last 2 was really shitty. But I have to say, I don't know if it's just been because all the time passed. I kind of enjoyed 3 and 4 a little more than I normally did. I mean,
Interesting.
I still think 4 is kind of the weakest of the 4,
yeah,
but
for sure.
I didn't hate them as much as I did when I initially seen them. So I mean, I don't know, but we're gonna check out the new Scream. We actually just got done watching Cobra Kai season 4. What'd you think of that?
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff. Always consistent. Always good.
It was nice to see Terry Silver come back.
Oh man,
So
that was very good.
can't wait to see. I can't wait for. They always get me, man. I can't wait to see season 5
Always a cliffhanger,
now, so,
man. Kills you.
Other than that, cats, I really don't have a lot to talk about. Other than the incredible things that we do have coming up to look forward to. I know Xtina and I is actually going to Monster Mania in March. We're going for, what are we going for?
The Dexter reunion to meet Michael C. Hall and Jennifer Carpenter and Angel Batista, which isn't his real name, but I don't know his real name, and Masuka, and I don't know, that other dickhead who was the cop on there. James Remar, who is the dad. I've already sort of met him. But yeah, it's going to be pretty bonkers, and I'm pretty
not
excited.
only that, Logan Kim from Ghostbusters Afterlife is going to be there. We're going to see our friends Dana DiLorenzo, and we're going to meet Pablo's. What's his name? Pablo?
Ray Santiago.
Ray Santiago. We're going to meet him, and I'm finally going to get to meet Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton. So pretty excited about that. Love Reanimator.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I'm besides myself, cats, and also we have a Fright Night reunion coming up at Monster. What is it?
Horror Realm?
Horror Realm. Yeah, coming up the weekend before. So. And I'm a big Married of Children fan, as is Xtina, so we're going to get to meet Amanda Bierce, which I'm excited about, which most people, spicy, spicy, take 2.
He's pretty excited about that.
That's how excited I am to meet Amanda Bierce. She makes me hiccup. But most people don't remember that she was Charlie Brewster's girlfriend in the original Fright Night. So that's a twofer for me. So they're
you go.
Stephen Jeffrey's going to be there, William Ragsdale's going to be there, Amanda Bierce is going to be there, and so I'm excited for that. That'll be a nice little prelude to our trip. Xtina and I's never really had an official honeymoon, so
No, we didn't. I think this is it.
This is gonna probably be it, man.
This is gonna be it.
Other than that, you know.
Oh, Ozark.
Oh yes, let's close on talking about Ozark season 4.
There we go.
It's the last season. They give it to you. Yeah, the only thing that bugs me is they give it to you in 2 chunks.
Yeah.
Which they're really making you like once
Walking
you see
Dead
it.
always did that. Drove me crazy.
Yeah, and I just I'm gonna be sad for it to end already.
I know.
It's like I just want to see it.
And
but,
so we cruised through those 7 episodes, and now we got to wait till probably there's
May
no
31st.
When is it? May 31st?
Yeah.
Okay, that's better than I thought. I figured it was going to be like July.
Well, in order for it to be eligible for an Emmy, they have to be
they have to
submitted.
do it by
has to air before May 31st.
Okay.
So I'm hoping it wins. I think everybody on that show is
incredible.
Is incredible, and I don't know how that chick that plays Ruth hasn't won anything.
Oh,
yet,
she has. She's won lots of things. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say
she wins
she's
all the time.
fucking amazing.
Yeah,
so.
she's won a couple Emmys. She's won some. What's that? Golden Globes. Oh yeah, she does. She's great. Julia Garner. She's one to watch.
I'm telling you, once you see this first half, man, you're gonna be
salivating for the second
salivating
half.
for the second half. It never lets you down, man. One of the best shows I think ever made.
I agree. For me, it's up there with Dexter and Breaking Bad, and yeah, those are my top hierarchy to judge things by right there. So.
Well, that's really all I got this week, Xtina. We have later on coming up. We had met a couple cats that reached out to us, and they're fans of ours, and they have a little show called Two Dum Yinzers. They're local Pittsburgh boys, and they give their kind of unique take on things. And we actually did a little interview with them, and they did a little interview with us. So you guys probably already seen their portion. So this week you're gonna see our interview with the Two Dum Yinzers. So stick around for that. They're pretty interesting cats. They're fans of Balls.
Guys.
Fans of Balls and Xtina, and we're fans of theirs. So
absolutely.
You check that out. And now it's time, before we go, for everybody's favorite part of the show. You know her. I love her. I'll put a ring on it. It's Xtina's Depravity Corner. Please
I don't
tell
have
us
the ring on, or I'd have been like, woo! But yeah, no bling, no makeup, hence the glasses.
She got me locked down with this cute little ska band. But ska band. See what I did there?
Ska band, cute.
But do you have a fucked up story for us?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm dropping the ball today, but I don't really have a. Well, it could end up being a fucked up story. Here's the thing. This is pretty hot off the presses.
A potential fucked up story.
We don't know what?
A potential
fucked up story. Now, I don't know. You guys be the judge of this. I mean, it sounds pretty interesting. There's this gal. She's a young, beautiful black girl. She, I think, had her own YouTube channel. She was, trying to become an influencer. A real pretty girl. She went on a date that she met on Bumble, and the date came over her house. They played some games, they drank a bit. She didn't wake up the next morning, and she was dead.
Holy shit.
So
I don't think you're disappointed yet.
Okay, so I mean, it sounds a little shady, right?
No, that sounds a lot shady.
That sounds a lot shady? Okay, but here's the thing. So the guy, I guess he did call 911 because he stayed the night because she had passed out, and I guess he just assumed that she drank too much maybe, and so he tucked her into bed, and being a gentleman, tucked her into bed, and then he slept on the couch. I don't know. Next morning, woke up, she had blood coming out of her nose, and he couldn't find a pulse, and she wasn't breathing. He calls 911.
Shit.
They come to check on her, find out she's dead. The cops don't call her parents, don't call her family. Her landlord ends up having to tell her family.
What?
Yeah, it's real kooky the way the cops are handling it. And not only that, they do an autopsy. This girl, again, of course, your parents, when you're 23, your parents don't know exactly what you're doing. They say she doesn't do drugs, which who knows?
She's a good girl. She
Right.
do that.
So who knows? But they did find fentanyl and, about 3 other drugs in her system. And, they claimed that she never did drugs and, this is very unlike her character. And it is awfully ironic that this guy that she just met for the first time happened to be there. So who knows? Did he slip her a roofie? Was he encouraging her to do these drugs? We don't know. I feel like there's definitely some sort of weird responsibility on his part, whether deliberate or accidental. It has to be. But, and then they were like, oh, it was an accident, accidental overdose, case closed, boom. Her family's like, are you kidding me? Like, you're not even going to investigate this guy or, do any more research, figure out where the drugs came from? No, they were done. That was it. Oh, well, another druggie. Boop, done, check. That's pretty messed up. So her family got all loud and, in everybody's faces, and I don't blame them. They want answers, and I think that they have every right to have this guy investigated. I mean, why not? They don't know him. Look, she knew him for 3 days. She was talking to him online. This was their first meeting. Now, listen, ladies, and men, I'm going to say and men, if you're doing like a first date with someone you just met online, please don't invite them to your house. Get to know them a little.
What if it went wrong?
I
mean, we'll look at this.
Well, look at this. It did. Now, again, was it an accident? We don't know. Maybe. But how shitty does this guy feel? He's probably like, Jesus Christ. Now, if he did do it, whatever, that's on him. But it's still a bad look regardless, So just don't. I wouldn't invite anybody to my house until you have at least a handful of dates, and then you feel like you know them enough. That's just a little. The world's too sketchy these days, and I mean that with women and men, both, So, I don't know.
You can't trust 2022.
No, you can't. No, you really can't. So, it's an ongoing case. I mean, it's just currently being investigated. This happened in December when she died. But, I mean, it takes a while to get back autopsies and toxicology reports and things. So, the reason that it's now making national news is because even the world's like, why the hell would you not investigate this guy? Like, it's just really weird that the cops are trying to, just blow it off or whatever. But, and of course, and I don't know if I need to mention this, but I guess maybe there is some bearing on it, given the way of the world these days. But I did mention this was a black girl. And, of course, the gentleman that she was on the date with was an older white man. And by older, I mean he was like 39 or something, but still, that's a significant age difference, But still, there's nothing wrong with that. But, of course, it does tend to make you go, I don't know if race had anything to do with it. But, again, you never know. Crazy people. Crazy things are happening. So, be on the lookout for the, investigation into Lauren's life and... hopefully her family can get some answers at least and maybe have a little bit of peace. But man, that's just really sucks. It really sucks when someone so young and with so many, with so much promise, I guess, has just, boom, gone. Just goes to show you how fragile life is, Never know. So I guess that's it for my Depravity Corner.
I don't think you're disappointed at all.
All right.
Oh, well, cats, that's going to wrap another episode of the Balls from Ellwood show. As I said earlier, stick around and check out our interview with our buddies, the two Dum Yinzers. Other than that, we will see you next week. We'll talk about the new Scream and whatever else tickles our pickle. So we will see you then, cats. Peace and love. Peace and love. Hey now, cats, we're back again this week on the Balls from Ellwood show, and there is an incredible reason why you can't see Xtina and myself this week. There's been so many times in history where great forces come together, like the X-Men and the Avengers, and Charlie Chaplin's dildo, and the Transformers and the GoBots, and that never happened. But I have something way cooler today planned out for you cats. Us fucking podcasters got to stick together, and I've met these dudes, and they're super fucking cool, and I wanted to introduce my audience to them because they're a lot of fun to talk to, and I enjoy their show, and vice versa. Their podcast is called Two Dum Yinzers. I'm here with Mike and Ryan. How the fuck are you cats today?
Doing great.
We're doing great. It's awesome to see you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I just want to get right into it. I just, we just recently kind of met each other, which I'm glad about, and I'm wanting to collaborate together, and I wanted to know more about your show, man. Why don't you tell people a little bit about how your show became to be, what it's a little bit about, and where you're going to go in the future here.
Good.
All right, yeah, so it all started literally in my ex-girlfriend's kitchen. We were all living together, and we sit there and just talk and made each other laugh. And it was like, hey, we should do a podcast. Next day, he's like, I ordered everything we need for a podcast.
You addicted personality.
Yeah, so it's like, oh shit. Oh, can we swear?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Fucking A, right. All right. So it was like, oh shit. I got to get over my fear of talking to people. All right, let's do this. And then it just steamrolled from there.
So many times we were sitting there and we'd just be BSing about something, and somebody would go, we should be recording this. Why aren't we recording this? And, basically it's just been a snowball of interest ever since then. I've always had an interest in this particular field, to be honest. As a younger person, I wanted to do it, and then, as I was mentioning the balls earlier, life happens, and you end up getting fucked over by this or that. So about 3 different times through life, I made an attempt, and this is the best that I've done, so knock on wood.
And the show is just, we started out season 1 just interviewing anyone that we had a connection, well, really, who Ryan kind of knew. He knew a local rapper, Prime Cine, and he was our first guest. Him and his business partner, Dus, from Hit 'em Hard Records. And boom, that was like our first interview, and it went amazing. And next thing you know, okay, who else do we know in the community that has a backstory that might be interesting for people to hear? And then that's what we do, is just, okay, who has an interesting story that we can have on to talk about their story and just sit and talk about topics that are going on in the world and just get their perspective of it.
Do you have any given topics that you talk about, every week?
We are literally the show about nothing.
Yeah, we are.
We've heard that before from a very famous sitcom that was on in the 90s. But you know what? Without it being planned, that's what we are. We are basically a show about nothing. We get guests to come in. We kind of do a little bit of a spiel at the beginning, and then after that, we jump into whatever the guests' strengths are.
Because I have no deep knowledge about a specific topic. I like movies, I like music, I like video games, I like sports. Can I sit there and do 120 episodes on the history of Nintendo? No. But hey, I might know someone who knows a lot about the history of Nintendo. Let's have them on and talk about it. So our guest would be the driving force of the show. They are the ones with the expertise and the knowledge. That's just how we come up with our topics of the show. It's like, cater it to the guest.
I know nothing about nudists. I know nothing about, any of these people. That's why we have them in.
Yeah.
We have them come in, we ask them questions, and let them basically have the show. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that was the interesting part, is hearing what the nudist had to say, or what the model that wanted to be an OnlyFans model had to say, or the transgender. Those are all things that kind of carry themselves.
And then, like, 2 idiots who don't know a lot about this, so okay, we'll ask the questions to them, and let's get their knowledge, their expertise.
We kind of cover that when we call ourselves Dum Yinzers. That way, if we don't know something, we can always say
we're dumb. We have no idea what we're talking about. So that's why you're here. We'll impart our witticisms as we can.
Has there been a guest that you absolutely knew nothing about that actually turned you on, or actually opened your mind to a certain topic after you've interviewed them?
The nudist.
The nudist was really interesting. She very, very informative. She came in and was able to tell us basically the ins and outs, and cover all the misconceptions that people have of being a nudist.
Interesting.
And it's really good. I believe she was episode 5 last year. If you wanted to, you could always go back on YouTube and look it up. She was a very good interview.
It is her overall story of how because she came in is so confident, full of energy and life. And how she said, like, before she became a nudist, she really didn't have that self-confidence. And then next thing you know, she became a nudist. They have the world's largest volleyball tournament.
The world's largest volleyball tournament. It's a nude volleyball tournament in August, the end of August, every year up in Western Pennsylvania here. People come from all around the country to take their clothes off and play volleyball in this tournament. And she actually invited us last time to do a show on their tournament next year. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
Oh, goodness.
And she said, like, that opportunity gave her to do that. She met all these people and, like, hey, you're flying down here to Florida. You're flying over here to this other country and just have this whole life experience. So just to see, like, how she took a leap of faith and, like, we knew nothing about, like, who would have thought being
really
is would have led to, like, this whole life-changing experience. And it was like, that's just something I never thought of as you would get that from someone from who was into that lifestyle.
I specifically remember starting out that episode talking about the maturity of these people, because to be, like us, I for one, I would be a fucking wreck if I had to go somewhere and get naked. For two, it would just be a whole thing. I'd be laughing. It's we're normal people.
Right.
Now the maturity of these people, they could talk about it without even blinking an eye.
Yeah.
And I found that kind of fascinating, and
right.
I thought that was interesting.
If I went to this volleyball tournament, they'd say this is the ugliest woman we've ever seen play volleyball. I tend to steer clear of those places. But let me ask you this real fast. Have you ever had a guest thus far that you thought was going to be a slam dunk, but ended up having to disappoint a little bit?
Kendra.
This bottle of bootlegger, she came in loaded.
Oh shit!
And
got a souvenir.
Yeah,
Kendra. I knew her, and I knew that she got hit by a car. And the point was, we're gonna have her come in, play a simple game, give her a little bit of money to help her out. Well, that went the total opposite fucking direction, because she showed up drunk off of her ass. And I think she was episode 6. If you're not gonna want to turn away if you put on episode 6 from season 1 and listen to this fucking interview. It was insane.
She came in and she was fun.
Yeah, it was fun at first.
Giving everyone drinks, having fun.
Right.
And I would have talked to her too, because she had, like, back problems. I have back problems.
Right.
Well, I like to talk to people. Okay, what do you do for your back?
Right.
Before we can even start, she just started flipping out on us.
Oh.
Like, is this how you treat everyone? Like,
what did you do?
He's asking all the questions, and she's staring at me. What did you? Is this how you treat everyone? I haven't said a word. I'm looking at my computer screen, checking the levels. So for 20 minutes, I think she yelled at us.
Oh my gosh!
Then we played the game. She had fun. We were talking, just having a good time. And she gave us her whole life story. Then Ryan goes, "You should write a book." And
it was like clicking a fucking light switch.
And then she went back to being evil.
Oh,
like, this is my story, not your story. You don't get the profit off of it.
What?
Like, well, we didn't say that. We said, you write the book.
Why are you asking me all these kind of questions? Well, it was just like Jekyll and fucking Hyde.
Yeah. It went
very, very interesting.
Fast.
Very interesting
I'll have to
show.
check that out. Now, where do we watch your guys' show? You have it on YouTube?
You can always just go to YouTube. Just type in our name, Two Dum Yinzers podcast.
And we pop up.
And there'll be...
Yeah.
There's about, I think, 13 different things on there. There's 11 episodes plus 2 specials in there as well.
Cool.
So.
Who do you look for in the future? Who's your gets? If you was to have a bucket list of people that you wanted on your show, who would it be?
Well, like I was telling you earlier, we're having a couple. I landed Aurora Snow, former adult actress. She's going to be calling in tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to her tomorrow. Beetlejuice has always been one of my personal favorites, and I talked to Bobby a little bit, and as soon as he gets down there to Georgia, or him and Beat get together, that they're going to make it happen for us, which I'm super excited about.
That's amazing.
It really is. I Sabu is somebody that I was talking to from the EC Dub. And there's a handful of people. As far as a bucket list, I mean, these people are on my bucket list. I kind of look for who I feel is going to be interesting, but not too. I want to be on our. You know what I mean?
You don't want to go crazy. Come on.
Right.
We don't want A-listers here. This is not an A-lister show.
Exactly.
I don't want it either.
Michael Keaton, Mario Lemieux, Sidney Crosby, Ben Roethlisberger. Would we ever get them? No. They would be very
Not
polite.
unless you have pictures of them in Nazi regalia. So.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. But, realistically, like, okay, who can we find from, like, the area that people kind of know that would take 15, 20 minutes to call in, come sit down and talk to us.
Michael Keaton is actually Michael Douglas. Anybody know that? Because he's from Coriopolis.
Yes, I've heard that.
I never known that till just recently. I was doing a little research. He's from Corey.
He's on my list, dude. I've admired Michael Keaton since I was knee-high.
Yeah, the Batman, the Batman
the
Weird
Beetlejuice.
Kids. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
dude, here's a little nudge. You guys ever see Pacific Heights? I think he's a fucking amazing villain. in this
Really?
movie. Yeah. He's a psycho.
Yeah, I never even
like
heard
these
of this.
people move into like an apartment.
Okay.
And he's the landlord, and he just starts fucking
I
he's
think I
all
heard
nice
of
at first, and then like you said, like Kendra,
Yeah.
something snaps,
Yeah.
and then he
Yes.
just then he just starts fucking with these people relentlessly. and it's,
What is it called?
Pacific Heights.
Pacific Heights. I will check that out.
Oh, it's good, man.
Write it down. Take notes.
Yes.
When Balls gives movie recommendations, you take them.
You might never talk to me again afterwards. You surely won't be bored.
There was a movie, speaking of somebody that you might not talk to, there was a movie a guy I worked with was talking to about one time. It was called like the Siberian movie, the
Serbian film.
That.
Yeah.
Is it one of the most fucked up things you've ever seen in your life?
Here's my viewpoint on that kind of shit, man. I've been a horror fan since Chili Billy, since I was a kid.
Okay.
I love horror. I breathe it. I live it. I drive her crazy with it. It's an intricate fucking part of my life, and always will be. So I take it very, very seriously. To me, horror isn't just fucking gore and
Right.
slash or shit like that. I always champion suspense and things like old Hammer films and Vincent Price and things of that era. I like suspense. I like story. I like, that kind of thing.
Yes.
I don't like shit like that because I feel like it gives... Horror already has a stigma attached to it. I mean, it's never been more popular because when I was a kid, I remember growing up, I'd be chastised and you were a scumbag if you were in horror movies.
Right.
You're looked down upon, you're white
Right.
trash, this and that. Now it's, such a profitable fucking thing, and it's a mainstream thing. Everybody loves horror movies now. So
Absolutely.
I sort of resent that, but I sort of, I'm kind of happy in a way. But the thing that I'm getting at is I don't like when people make things to be shocking for the sake of shocking.
Yeah, right.
Like if you're gonna do shit that's like completely repulsive, completely disgusting, things that's gonna be super taboo, that's really gonna rub people the wrong way, there better be a good fucking reason.
Yes, right.
Or there better be a reason or a point to make people, to wake them up to see, there's a reason. Films like that, to me, are just shocking to get attention for the sake of being shocking.
Yes.
It gives my beloved genre a horrible fucking name, and it gives everybody, like all the fans, I think, it makes us look like big dickheads. And I really have a fucking, I take umbrage with that for sure. Because in this movie, he's a former porn star. I don't know if you know the premise. He's a former porn star, but they kidnap him and they make him do a bunch of shit like rape babies and fucking and rape his own kid and fucking all this fucking really degenerate shit. And like, I just don't think there's much art in that. I don't think there's much point in that other than, let's get everyone's attention.
Right.
And everybody talks about it because people see that shit and they get offended, and then everyone instant buzz. Same with the dude that made Human Centipede.
I was just going to say, that was my next one. Human
I
Centipede.
mean, the first one wasn't. The first one, I think, more or less, it got attention because, because of the premise. And when you watch it, it's really not that shocking. But
Right.
then the second one came out, and then the dude's doing this movie now called, I think it's called the Ohana Project, which you can't even get funded because the premise of it is so fucking insane that nobody will even touch it.
You really?
Here is the premise. There's a group called the Ohana Project, which is a bunch of fucking old white middle-aged broads with money, and the only way they could fucking get off and come is if they watch tragedies like 9/11.
Yeah,
And they all fucking get in this big group and they flick the bean watching fucking like footage of 9/11 and footage of like fucking atrocities and shit. Again, there's no fucking point to that.
No,
there's
right.
no story to that. It's just trying to get attention. So that to me is zero art, zero effort, zero fucking talent
like you said,
whatsoever.
it's
just,
just shock value for shock value.
yeah,
to
which
get
I
talked
always,
about.
I have. There's people in the industry I've met in the genre, and it really bothers me, man. Because like a lot of people, it's kind of a mainstream thing, or it's just a secondary thing. But like, it's such a big part of my life that I take it very fucking. I take it very seriously, and it really upsets me because then you there's so many indie filmmakers that work their ass off with a crew out there in the woods or out there in the cold or out there doing this. And they're working for no pay, little pay. They have no budget. It's all coming out of their pocket, or they're maxing out credit cards just to get their little fucking vision made. And that shit is completely overlooked but then all this shit is focused on because of, you know, the buzz of a fucking,
Right.
you know, that. So yeah, that fucking really pisses me off. But this ain't about me today. Dude.
That's
This
all right.
is about
That's all right.
No,
I mean, the worst thing you could do is get me on that subject because poor her. I mean, I'll go.
Right,
I don't even know how
But he's not wrong.
You're right.
No, he's right.
I don't even know how I ever kissed a girl, so why this fucking lady listed me? It's
I
fucking
hear you,
crazy.
man.
But,
I hear you.
but yeah, I mean, here we go. Let's get into some fun subjects now that I depressed everybody. But, if you guys were eating cookies and a crumb fell on your balls, would you still eat it?
Yeah.
Would I?
Because here
Yeah,
we
because
go,
it's your
man.
balls.
I
Yeah,
usually
fuck yeah.
stretch my sack out and put snacks in her while I'm watching TV.
You know, like at that point,
I'm
that's
all
where-
sack, man. Believe me.
Yeah.
Wait, is it like a bat's wing?
It is like a yeah,
Batwing.
yeah.
if
I put
I-
Skittles in there. M&Ms.
Because at that point, you're more or less answering the question: would you fuck your own clone? So yeah, I'd fuck my own clone. So why wouldn't I eat the cookie crumbs
See, now
off
that's
my
weird.
balls?
See, I don't think I'd fuck my own clone.
I would too.
Because
That's
it's a dude, man.
Yeah, but you would know what you like. And it's not gay if it's you. That's just masturbation.
Who's making up these rules?
Yeah.
I am. goddamn.
I was gonna say, let's consult the big book of gay now here. Let's see here. Page 79. It's not gay if you fuck your clone.
Okay.
You're right. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's only gay if you push back. Okay?
Well, what if you're fucking holding your clone over the edge of a cliffside?
Well, if the clone pushes back, the clone's gay, not me.
Jesus.
There's,
Oh boy, he's got it all.
I got it all figured out here.
It really sounds like there was a lot of thought about this before the question.
Mazel tov.
The things you do at night.
Wow.
Sometimes you're lonely, you think. You have to be prepared for any question.
Well, that's
You know, I was a Boy
fucking-
Scout. You got to be prepared.
You handled that shit like a boss, sir. All right. If you could disinvent one thing in society, what would it be with you both of you guys?
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, wow. Disinvent.
Like completely wipe that shit off the fucking map like it never existed.
All right, I'll go.
You go. I got to
Step
think.
porn.
Oh.
Step porn.
Oh.
Now, you and I spoke about that briefly before. It's becoming huge. If you go online to watch porn, every other thing you see is hot mother with stepson, young stud with friends. There's always just these weird connections now. Whatever happened to just porn, good porn?
Yeah.
It's too many stepmom, stepdad, stepson, stepdaughter. That's where I draw the line.
Howard Stern would be very upset to hear this.
I know.
Help me, step bro. I stuck in the dryer again.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with it because you're obviously not related.
Right.
But right.
The weird thing to me is, none of these people are related
Exactly.
when they shoot this.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like fucking stepfather and stepdaughter get down. The stepdaughter is like 36 with bullet holes and cesarean scars, and the dad's like not much older. So
Right.
like, already I'm thinking about this, and I'm not. This isn't.
Yeah.
The plot point's not working out
I'm
for
like,
me.
he's like, I just want to fucking get this over with, and and then like I'm looking at my cack, and it's like, there's too many. It's like the mechanics are mind-boggling.
Yes.
I can't even get hard thinking about. So
Right.
my brain's racing, trying
Yeah.
to think like,
You got to be able to set yourself within the parameters of what's going on.
Yeah.
It can't be this big muscular dude because obviously that's not me. And all the different things.
It's all about. That's why you go amateur, straight amateur.
Yeah.
And I look like that fat fuck right there. Hell yeah.
oh, dude, I'm gonna go one step further. I'll intentionally look for fat fucks with smaller dicks than myself. so then whenever I see it, I'm like, oh man,
It's like
I'm
I can
way
do
harder
that.
than this, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Hashtag
right.
relatable.
Xtina, you're being quiet over there. What kind of porn do you like?
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
That's some fucking deep, dark shit.
Right?
That's some
It really
dark
is.
web
That-
shit,
that's
man. I'm
like-
checking our web browser and we go.
That's like page 97 on
It
Pornhub.
is. It is.
I think the thing, you were touching earlier though, like you said, there's too much of that. I think there's too many subgenres. Because like I go in this thing called Tube Galore, and I could stand there at the fucking bathroom sink for 45 minutes before I even I could even settle on something.
Right. Right.
I'm just like, what's cum brushing? And then I
Right.
click on, ah!
I'm really sorry I did
And then I'm
that.
puking in the sink.
Yeah.
And I'm no longer wanting to jerk off.
Right.
So I'm like, fucking.
I thought you were going to say you found a new fetish.
What?
When you said puking in the sink, I thought you were going to say you found a new fetish.
That's on there too. That just isn't my thing. But I mean, I'm sure you can find it on there.
Hey, I don't kink shame. I will judge though. I will judge.
Yeah, right.
That looks like a Roman
Totally
shower.
different.
I would disinvent. This can be a hot take. Guns. I
Oh,
like guns.
here
No.
we go.
I like
boy.
guns. I like go shooting. But everyone's too quick now. Oh, piss me off! I'm going to shoot you. When you have this, automatic guns, because you have to sit there
Yes.
and fucking load a goddamn muzzle.
Yeah,
You're gonna fucking cool down.
right.
You're gonna
I
cool
agree.
down.
I like that idea. Plus,
I think this. I stole this bit from maybe Jim Jeffries, but he had a point. You sit there, you're like, motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking. God damn it! I cooled off. I'm cool.
yeah.
You skip the whole step though. You have muzzle loaders and you have automatic. I mean, most people just have a handgun. in their
But still,
home.
no, that's just boom, boom, boom. The whole muzzle loader, you gotta like pack it, prime, all that
Right.
shit. You got time to cool down.
But also, could you imagine a world with no guns? I mean,
Everyone be stabbing everyone.
well, that's probably
find
true. I mean,
her.
and what
everyone
would the
be-
police do? I mean, that would be interesting.
And to only have
Would be an
police having
interesting
guns.
concept.
They'd be with bow and arrows.
yeah, yeah.
Then you'd have drive-by bow and arrow shooting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I think would
really,
even be
I
more
didn't
sporting
solve
than, you know.
anything. So I just made it. People with like crossbows, automatic
Yeah.
crossbows.
I
so
do know what
fucked
you're
up.
saying though, man. Because when we were young and growing up, you know, you fucking settled things with your hands. And
Yeah.
now it's just like.
No,
there's
let
really
me just
no-
go shoot someone.
Yeah, and then afterwards you fucking you talked it over on a fucking basket of fries and you're
Yeah.
pulling
And
it.
that's the thing about guys.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
do that. We can go and bust each other's heads and be hanging out a half hour later like best friends.
Yeah.
Women
So,
can't do
no,
that.
women, man.
Women-
Grudges.
This
Yeah.
bitch is
They'll
Yeah.
grudge for the
fucking.
next
I'm gonna
30
fucking
years.
kill her forever. You hate her now too.
They won't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
beef. Yeah.
Exactly.
They won't even remember why they're having the grudge. They
Uh-huh.
just know that they have that grudge with the person,
Yep.
and that's all they need.
Yep,
You
that's
know?
right. I still have a grudge against my 7th grade bully. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
always will.
I must be part bitch, man, because I hold a grudge. I gotta tell you.
Do you?
I have to tell you, I really do.
Yeah, you do.
But
I pick and choose my grudges.
Yeah.
You know what I
True.
mean?
let me ask you a serious question now. Name me a time in your life that you thought at the time you made a mistake, but in turn it actually taught you a very good lesson in life.
Ooh.
That's heavy.
I'm going to stay basic. I really don't have anything insane. I have a 23-year-old son. And when he was first born, I thought, what the fuck? Because I'm, 19, 20 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it ended out really shaping me as a person and helped me understand the responsibilities just of life in general. Because if he didn't come, who knows where the hell I would have ended up. Because the road that I was on prior to him would have certainly set me down a bad road eventually.
Wow. So it matured you.
Big time.
Oh, see that, and that's interesting because a lot of times that doesn't happen.
Right.
It's supposed to.
Right.
You know what I mean? You would think like,
Yeah.
like I was listening to a podcast the other day, and this girl's like, "Oh, I got pregnant at 19, and I was really hoping he'd change, and blah
Right.
blah blah." And of course, he didn't change, and she's like, "It should have made him grow up, and it didn't."
Right.
So it's impressive to hear. Bravo to you.
Thank you. You know what? When it really hit me that this is what life was going to be, is when I thought to myself, I'm not going to see a whole paycheck for almost 20 years.
Right.
So you know that you have to fucking
Yeah.
dig in and do what you got to do.
Right.
And that's ultimately how it went down, and I couldn't be more happy.
I was going to say the same thing when my son was born.
Mm-hmm.
Him just sitting there, we're just staring at each other going, "What's up, little man?" He's looking at me, "You got to figure this out."
Right.
But since he went with that, I'm going to go the time I got pulled over. I was out drinking with friends, and my one friend, he was more drunk than me, but he drove everyone home. He dropped everyone off. I got dropped off at my car. Well, he followed me. I took a turn too sharp. Cop pulled me over. Do the whole thing. Over in the field. Get back to the station. I was under. Long story short, I just got, a reckless driving charge.
Oh.
That changed everything because if the cop wanted to be a dick, they could have, boom, you're over in the field, right away to the station, over away. And I was young. I was liking to drink. Thought I was invincible going out. No, let's not do that anymore because, hey, not only can you kill yourself, you can kill some innocent person too. So that right there is like, okay, if this cop didn't pull me over when I thought I was okay to drive, I would probably still be out there ripping it up every night, driving home.
Yeah.
Like I always did because I thought, hey, I can keep doing this. So right there.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
What's one surefire thing that would make you guys laugh? You couldn't, if somebody bet you $1 million that you can't laugh if you brought this up, you would lose.
Time I shit on my friend's porch.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, I gotta hear that story.
We grew up on the Heights, like I was telling you, in that town there, and I was out about 11 o'clock in the morning. It was hot, summertime. My one friend was delivering newspapers, so I went along with him. So I'm on the other side of the town from where I lived, and I don't know what the issue, if everyone has this. When I was a kid, if I would smoke a cigarette when it was hot, it all automatically made me have to shit. I don't know if that's a thing, if it's just me. Okay. So anyway, we're doing our thing. I'm smoking, and I realize I have to shit. Oh my fucking God, I got to shit. So I couldn't take it anymore. So there I am, squeeze my cheeks. I'm a penguin running the whole way right across the town. I got about 80% of the way to my house. When I got there, about 80%, there was this kid, Jason, who lived on the way. I thought, you know what? I'm stopping at Jay's house. I'm going to go use his bathroom. I have to fucking shit. You know how you get the bubble guts, you know?
oh, bubble gum.
Yeah. So Jay, you got to let me use your shitter, dude. Please, please. My grandparents said you ain't allowed in whenever they're not here. I was like, Jay, please, I have to go so bad. Please. He goes, I can't. I'm like, motherfucker, come on, dude. I was like, give me toilet paper. So he went and he gave me this big fucking, yeah, this big scrunchy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I was like, well, fuck him. I went down around the back, pulled my pants down, and I shit right on his patio, his grandparents' patio.
Oh my God.
And there was this big, hot pile of fucking shit. I took the wad of toilet paper he gave me when I was done, and I just kind of stuck it on top and soiled it to the ground. And I can never, ever think of this story without laughing.
Right. Holy shit. Hey, man, when you gotta go,
You
gotta go.
And you know what I mean? Come on, I had a shit, dude. It wasn't like I was coming into fucking...
let me in.
Still cigarettes or whatever.
Yeah.
I bet he let you in next time.
You know what? I think he did. A long time ago, but I think that you're right. He did. Not you, Mike.
I can't top that. So the best I have is
It's not a competition. It's all good.
I dated a girl who had 9 fingers.
Whoa.
She was born that way. One hand only had 4. The other one had a little baby thumb.
So she'd be terrible at hitchhiking.
Yes. Yes. Only thing
Imagine the hand jobs.
I think it would slip out. Too.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, the first time my dad meets
one
her,
nub on the side, just doing weird shit, you know?
hell yeah, baby. You haven't lived until you've had a 4-fingered hand job. But
Wow.
like the first time my dad meets her, he goes, "So do you count in base 10 or base 9? Not even a hi, how are you? Do you count in base 10 or base 9?"
Oh.
I was like, "Holy shit, Dad!" And it just makes me laugh all the time. And one night we had our all-class reunion. We were all drunk in downtown East Liverpool. We decided to go to the hot dog shop because it was open 24 hours at that point. I said something stupid. My buddy goes, "You better be careful. You're about to get 4 fingers of fury across the face." And you just see these 4 fingers come flying, smacking me across the face.
Nice.
That was funny.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's every time I think of that, I just chuckle.
I got another one. I don't mean to cut. I sat on a baby once.
On purpose?
In Midland.
Midland?
In Midland. We were in Midland one night. It was like I spent a fucking week in Midland this one night.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we're with a couple of people, and we went down there. Meanwhile, we ended up losing the people we were with, and we were just with one person we were with. So she goes, "Let's go to so-and-so's house up in the projects, because maybe they're up there." So we go to the projects, we go in, and I sit down.
And there was a babysitting
Dude,
competition.
there was babies pushed in like she must have been babysitting. There must have been about 7 babies, okay? And they were all pushed into the couch.
What?
And I sat down and I jumped back up because I see this little hand, and I was like, I sat on your
4
baby.
fingers of fury coming to get you.
Yeah. And I remember that lady. She went like this. She goes, "Oh, he's okay."
Oh my God.
Every fucking time I think of that, I will bust out laughing, man. Midland Heights, I believe the projects are
It's not that bad. It's not real. It's like low income housing. There's Midland something else down below.
Yes,
And
yes.
That's the actual project, and even that's not that bad.
Meanwhile,
If you're gonna live in a project,
there's a
you live in
15-year-old
Midland.
kid that don't remember how to play the piano.
Yep.
Exactly.
He's like 2 + 2 = fish. This motherfucker sat on my head.
Oh man.
And it was so odd because the woman, she was oblivious. You know what I mean? She was so in the conversation with the person that we were there with. dude, don't sit on the babies. You know, might have been something that she might have
It
said.
might have been something you want to make a
Right.
point,
At least make a
right?
sign.
Watch the babies.
Yeah.
Sit on the
Please
baby.
don't sit on the baby.
Yes,
That's the name
yes.
of this
Tempting as it
episode.
may sound.
And as my ass is lowering down on the couch, like these are things that would catch your attention, you know.
Right.
Oh,
For that
don't-
one split second, there, you'd be like, "Wow, this is a really comfortable cushion."
I like this finger that scratches my back while I'm sitting here.
I was like, "I met an animal." There's a big fucking dent in his forehead.
Oh no!
Yeah, if you see that guy down your way, just know. Yeah.
I think I see him walking the streets
Do
when I
you?
drive to work. Yeah.
About 20 years old now.
Yeah. Licking the fire hydrants down there.
Well, I just got a couple more things for you, and we're going to close it up here,
Absolutely.
guys. What is the craziest thing that you guys have ever did on a bet?
On a bet. Good, Mike.
Oh God. I ate canned cat food.
Oh. That's gotta
Well,
be
so,
rough.
yeah, my brothers bet me that I wouldn't do it.
Oh.
And, you know, being the little 7-year-old I was, trying to show my older brothers, hell yeah, I can be big and badass like you guys. I start to go eat this little thing, and I realize I fucked up. So I start to put it away. My brothers. One held my arms behind my back, the other force fed me cat food.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, anytime I
terrible.
see canned cat food,
Yeah, you walk
yeah.
away. That's, wow.
Yeah, so after that, I don't think I make bets anymore.
Yeah.
We were in a car driving to the mall one time, and there's that old Broadhead Road, the road that takes you by Penn State and Monaca.
Yeah.
And I'm taking over. And it wasn't really a bet. I mean, we were drinking and out having fun. And my buddy, I forget how it went down, but the song "Roller Coaster" by Chili Peppers come on.
Chili Peppers, yeah.
And he says, "You won't go in the other fucking lane, right?" So I fucking turned up that shit, went in the other lane, and I floored it. I'm about 19 years old, stupid as fuck. Cars are coming down toward me. They're fucking zooming off, you know, going in my lane. It was a really, really stupid thing I should have done. I shouldn't have done. But that kind of falls in that category. He said, "I bet you won't do this," and I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, moral of the story,
Damn.
don't get in a car with us, apparently.
Yeah, really.
But yeah,
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. Wow.
it was fucked up, man.
That's something.
Every time I hear roller coaster,
That was
brings
it.
back-
Yeah.
yes.
Let's drive like this.
And his crazy ass, he's just laughing the whole time. He's in the passenger seat just cracking up because he thinks it's hilarious. So I keep doing it more because he's laughing.
Right.
Stupid.
Oh my
Way stupid.
In closing, you had mentioned the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I wanted to ask you guys, what's your desert island picks like Gary? What would be one book, one album, and one movie that you can't live without?
One book?
One book.
Ooh, let's go with...
The Satanic Verses?
Well, obviously. That's a tough one. Let's go, so... One book, one movie. Let's gonna go with Monty Python's Holy Grail. One.
Good choice.
What was the other
Book and album.
album? Ooh, let's go with Master of Puppets, Metallica. And book. Fuck. William Shatner has an autobiography out, and it was one of the funniest things I've read.
Really?
It was just that Shatner-esque humor, and every time I read it, it makes me laugh.
Don't ever ask him to be on your show. I got a great email from him.
Oh, I bet.
Really?
I
Yeah.
bet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, interviews and stuff. He doesn't seem like that great of a guy, but in the book was
Yeah,
enjoyable.
We've been places where he's been at. and
Really?
Yeah.
The daughter's hot. I like his daughter.
No.
She might be on your show.
Yeah.
There you go. 2 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, right?
Sir, please take us home.
I've always liked the movie Demolition Man with
Wesley
Snipes and
Stallone.
Stallone. I always thought that was so cool, and especially now, just the way things are happening in this world. It's almost, you're seeing us change into this world that they lived in
This dystopian future.
So,
Yes.
So you want to watch that the rest of the day?
Well, you know what? I do. I like the movie. I always thought it was super awesome. I thought that Wesley Snipes' character was fucking cool.
I think that movie gets shit on way too much. I enjoy Demolition Man.
Yes.
You know, it gets critically maligned, but
It's a
you know
fun
how to use
movie.
the seashells.
Right.
Yes, 3 seashells.
We actually do. We got a bidet that changed our buttholes' lives. not
Oh,
too
man.
long ago.
I've heard
Highly recommend.
We talked
when
about
we
that
lived all
last-
down there in that one house together. That was definitely a serious
must.
conversation.
Oh my gosh, dude! I gotta show you my
Yes.
commercial and speech impediment.
Oh,
that I
yes,
made
you have
for
to see
Toshi.
it.
Oh no
It's-
shit.
it'll
Before
make
we
you-
leave.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a story in and of itself. I'll tell you once we're done here.
All right.
We have to play the commercial on this episode
Okay,
for
we
the
will
fans because
definitely.
I've been pushing you. To
Well,
do that.
I'll tell the story real fast. That I have a good friend, as you might know, speech impediment man from the Howard Stern Show. He's one of the older whack packers, a good friend of ours. He'll come in town. When he comes to town, he always stays with us because, you know, we've
Okay.
had a history. He's a good guy. And believe it or not, he's in the same kind of shit that we are. He's in the horror movies and things like that. So we'll go to these nerd conventions together. And so I told him, I go, hey, when you come, we got but it was actually recommended from a band that I like. We had interviewed, and they said, you need to get this thing called a Tushy. Like, it's a bidet, but it's like a bidet that you can afford. And that goes on your toilet seat.
Right.
So I was like, I'm all about, like, she got it for me. I think it was for some holiday.
Some holiday.
So we get the Tushy, I hook up. It's changed my life forever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know.
You're
I
right.
know, she's putting it off.
I
and putting it off
can't
and-
live without it now either.
It seems so
It's
European.
Seriously.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you know, and I'm
Like,
oh.
how is this
sophisticated.
not a cultural norm?
You're
I
right.
don't
Uh-huh.
understand.
And now I'm like, when I shit at work, I'm like, God damn it. All I
Right.
can think about is going home and washing my ass.
Yeah.
It's like, this is not the same. But it's like, and then I'm like walking all sticky. I'm like, how did people do this for hundreds of years? Just wiping
Right.
the shit back and forth.
Right.
Really clean. Now my asshole's like cleaner than a dog's mouth, and I can't stand it. But so then he comes to visit us for the weekend. So like we tell him, he's like, hey, both, I gotta take a fit. Then he goes in there and then it's funny. He's in there. We like an hour goes by. We're looking at each other. and we're
Where
like,
is he?
Did
he fall in?
Did he come out yet? No. So then finally he comes out and he's like, oh my God, that was the best experience I've ever had in my life. He goes, I've never taken a better fit in my life. So then that was it, you know. It was like, okay, speech, you know. So then we're dropping him off at the airport. So like we have this idea to do this fucking stupid. I want to try to get like sponsored by Tushy.
Yeah.
So we shoot this fucking commercial in our car. And we find out we found out where the other 45 minutes of this shit led.
Oh boy!
And so, like,
I
we're
think
done,
Ryan
he's like,
knows.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I'm Balls, and we like fucking Tushy because it makes your asshole clean. And then he's like, my name is Speech Impediment Man. And I love the Balls, you did a good thing. I've never took such a great shit. He goes, and if I have to be honest, I kind of got like a sexual thrill of blowing shit up my asshole, and I kind of like had an asgasm, and bloodies going on and on. And meanwhile, me and her like,
We want to be sponsored by Tushy, damn you!
well, no, that wasn't even the thing for me. I'm like, ew, you did that on my back. You sick fuck. Like, I don't fucking have an asgasm on my fucking commode.
The one place that you love being more than anywhere else.
I know,
you
like,
know?
that's my throne, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You don't have asgasms where I sit. You're doing it a fucking days in, man. Not where I'm at. And then I'm like, and he's like, what? And I'm like, so I'm like, we're just both like, good, okay, speech, thanks, cut. You know, needless to say, we didn't get picked up for sponsorship.
Yeah, right.
But you know, I sort of think there's someone at Twitch going, yeah, we can't sponsor you, but man, that's all.
Right.
And anyway, guys, but I just want to thank you again for being my guest this week. I'm glad we met, man. These cats are super awesome. I want you to check out Dum Yinzers podcast. You know where to find it. It's on YouTube. Where else is it at?
YouTube, Anchor, and right now that's it. Older episodes are on Spotify as well.
So go check them out. Subscribe, hit that like button.
Yes.
Check these guys out. And I just want to say you guys thanks for being our
Thank you for
guest
having us.
this
Thank you.
week. And peace and love.